Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. So, I woke up early this morning. It's pretty early right now. It's about to be 5 a.m. I've been up for about 30 minutes. Um, and I decided to come out here and do the reading for the collective at this time, excuse me. And I was shuffling my cards, my deck, and this whole stack. Let me just show you. So from this, a portion of it kind of came out as I was shuffling them. So I'm going to go ahead and use these cards as part of the message for the collective. And then we'll go ahead and work on the clue board. So we have rest. You're being asked to get some rest. You might feel like this is Gilligan's Island. This is about being lost at sea and being stranded on an island with strangers. Maybe not strangers so much as a group of individuals that have to learn to become family for survival's sake. You might have to learn to get along with some people for the sake of survival. So you're being asked to rest. And it could be as simple as if you got to be stuck with these people, whoever these people are, whether it's people at work, people at home, the family that you're attached to, or the friends or lovers that you cannot detach from. For whatever reason, if you're in a space, this is also giving me like you take a vacation with some friends or family and your expectation is that you're going to have a great time, but now you're in this confined space with these people for this amount of time, and you need to learn to adapt to all the different personalities or adapt to the changes of rhythms and lifestyles or whatever that is. So that's coming out, and it's going to be a progress that takes one step at a time. So it's not going to be necessarily something that happens overnight and right away. It'll be a progressive one step at a time. A special event is about to happen and it's playing on someone's conscious. And I feel like this is someone that's battling between whether or not they take a chance on love again. I was listening to the lyrics in my head to see what I can bring out. Um, and I'm not in the mood to sing it. It's in Spanish. Um, the name Gilbert or Santa Rosa. His name is Gilberto Santa Rosa. But those names may be significant. Um, it's basically a heart over what do they call that? A heart and head battle. Like someone is struggling with what's the right thing to do. Like they're being led to someone, but for whatever reason, they're going against their own desires. When the conscious doesn't have reason, advice is worthless. When the conscious doesn't have reason, advice is worthless. Someone can never forget something, whether it's this connection, I'll never forget the influencer said it. So someone's attached to something that an influencer said perhaps, and they're saying that they're never going to forget it. I feel like this person's in their feelings, talking to the moon, in hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. So someone wants to connect emotionally and they're hoping that there is a reciprocity. You could be dealing with the life path 4, or you could be a life path 4, which has to do with stability, balance, home, structure, support. Ross, maybe you went to Ross, maybe you're going to Ross, maybe you have a friend named Ross. But Ross, uh, also, this could be a person that has a draconian starseed. Ross, he's an anthropologist. He loves dinosaurs. Um, you could be dealing with someone that's very logical, very, you know, so the special event. All right, let's go back real quick. So you're being asked to rest because you might be involved in maybe a situation where you're going to be amongst others. So it's going to take time to adapt to these others. It's going to take progress one step at a time, right? There's going to be a special event and it's playing on somebody's conscience because the special event may involve some connection that's making you debate whether or not you want to get involved or whether or not, because there's some kind of uh, uh, temptation in this connection, okay? Whatever the temptation is, it has to do with something an influencer said that you'll never forget. So someone may have influenced you about someone, or maybe the person that you're battling in your head about said something and then an influencer said it and now you'll never forget. I don't know. It's something to that effect. You can't forget something that an influencer said. And it has to do with this connection. This connection has has you or this person talking to the moon. Um, I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back. My neighbor, wait, my neighbors, I don't know if that's the part. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand that you're all I had. At night when the stars light up the moon, I sit by myself, talking to the moon. trying to get to you in hopes you're on the other side talking to me too. I sit alone talking to the moon. Okay, I think that's all, the most part. And this person, like I said, might be very, very logical, not someone that, and even, okay, let's talk about Ross then, because I think it's relevant. This is a person that's very sensitive, but they deal with things, or they try to deal with things in a very logical way. Ross was not very lucky in love. He was not the best judge of character or what was best for him in terms of love. But the thing is, when he was in love, he was in love. And he might have made some mistakes um, out of fear of loss. He may have acted out of impulse, out of fear of loss. Ultimately, after countless mistakes, I think he realizes what he values, what he needs, what he wants. I mean, he goes through a whole lot of stuff in terms of his relationships. For a long time, he was obsessed with Rachel, and then he dated Rachel for a long time. Before that, he was married, and she turned out to be gay. And so that kind of left him traumatized at some point. And then he ends up getting involved with someone from another country and then ends up calling her by Rachel's name at the wedding. So it's like he has a bad string of luck when it comes to his partnerships. So this person may have gone through a lot of different scenarios in his relationships, but his work was always important to him. And dealing with his emotions made him anxious for the most part. And his reactions were sometimes over the top. But he is my favorite character, I think, out of all of them. So, musical notes. This person can love music. Life path 8 could be significant. It has to do, it could have to do with karma to some degree, but solidifying and manifesting and creating something solid, something real. Whenever I see the life path cards, I also think in terms of just in numerology in general, the number 8 can be significant, the number 4 could be significant. You or this person could be born in the month of April or August, or something significant, or this event that we talked about could take place uh, in those months, perhaps, or on those days. There's a song in Spanish, and it's like addition. It's like dos y dos son cuatro, cuatro y dos son seis. It's like two and two is four, four and two is six, six and uh, two is eight, and eight is 16. So it's like doing math. Maybe somebody's doing some calculations. I don't know if they're dealing with their finances. calculator. Somebody might be using a calculator. I don't know. Okay. So those numbers might be significant. So cleanses here, you might be doing cleansing your solar plexus chakra. The color yellow could be significant. Okay, this is your third chakra. So maybe you're being asked to do maybe what do you call those? Detoxification teas to clear your digestive system, to protect, cleanse your solar plexus to protect maybe this has to do with your will. This has to do with your solar center, like the center of your gravity, who you are at the core level. So perhaps because, or for this event, I feel like something, the special event, it could be anything, right? It could be a special event in your life, some uh, epiphany that you come across, or some actual physical event. You go somewhere, just so happen. You might go to Ross. I mean, considering that it came out, and it turns into a special event. You become the 100th customer and win $1 million. I don't know. I'm just saying that, but it's it's a special event that's going to play on your conscious because it's going to be like a temptation, and you're going to feel like, oh my God, the influence said it. I'll never forget. That feels to me like it's going to feel very synchronistic, or it's going to feel like magic. It's going to feel like this can't be. Like, I feel like you've been manifesting or expecting something despite uh okay, I feel like you're being asked to rest because you're about to engage with a group of people. This group of people you're going to have to progressively, one step at a time, get acclimated to. If this is not in the physical, if you're not like moving in with a bunch of roommates, or moving into this new community and suddenly just make this new group of friends, or suddenly get involved with someone and now their family is your family, and now you're integrating with all these people that aren't, that aren't familiar to you, okay? This is going to go about due to something, some special event. It could be some cosmic event, maybe a full moon, maybe some astrological alignment is taking place. It's going to feel like a temptation. It's going to feel like one aspect of you is saying, no, I shouldn't do this. I can't do this. Or I don't know if I want to do this. And the other part of it will be like, to hell with it. I want to do this. And it's like, it's enticing. It's alluring. It's pulling you in. It's making you say, I might as well just give in to this. You feel like this is something you might never forget, or you're afraid that if you don't go through this, you'll never be able to forget it or get over it. I feel like it's gonna come across as uh, some advice that you heard, or it could actually be like you heard your astrology forecast, and an astrologer said this is gonna take place for you, or this is gonna happen, and you might have been a skeptic, or you might have been on some level distrustful, Or you might have just heard it like, yeah, okay, cool. Open to it, but no big deal. And then boom, something manifests. What ends up manifesting is what the influencer said on some level when it comes to connecting with someone on an intimate level. Once you taste the fruit of the cuando se prueba el fruto, Dios beso tú. When you taste the fruit of the kisses, something like that. So it could just be an intimate moment, a kiss, something that leads to it's gonna rock your world kind of thing. So you're being asked to do a solar plexus cleansing, perhaps so that you're rooted in your sense of self. Something to do with our special place. It might turn in that whatever the special event is or where it occurs, it ends up being your special place. It might have something to do with music. Maybe just heard. Maybe it is. Maybe I heard musical, like as in going to a musical, but like a concert. It could be a concert. And also, I find that this person would be very loyal, very steady, very quirky also, but responsible. Okay, always dependable person. So like this person is either longing for a real love or a real connection. I feel like it's very possible that this is someone that you briefly connected with, lost touch with, and might have longed to experience. And suddenly something happens where you're put into this very strange situation, and this situation kind of puts you in it's like synchronistically taking place. And it has to do with like a partnership that would balance you really well. And I also feel like it grows you. It's like from the four going to an eight, from being just stable to being uh resourceful, or like I don't want to say I know it sounds funny, but it's like double stable, maybe dual income, or maybe an opportunity to double your investments. This can be in anything, not just financially, but it could be like um, the quality of the quality of what you're open for is going to be doubled in return to you, kind of thing. So it's like if you gave, okay, I'm not even going to keep going into. I think I made the point, right? Maybe I'm trying to make more sense out of it than I need to. Okay, so be aware of cruel intentions, or perhaps uh, somebody is suspicious. Or you might feel that this person might have cruel intentions, or maybe it'll just surface. It'll bring up suspicion for some reason. Maybe because of the element of surprise, the fact that it happens suddenly, or the way that it happens, or it just feels like it'll feel calculated, even though it isn't calculated. It'll feel calculated, so it's going to bring about a certain suspicion like this had to be planned, or this had to be, you know, like, are you spying on me or something? Something weird like that. Like, it's gonna feel like you're being stalked or whatever. And it's like, no, this was just like, this was like, I don't want to say a random coincidence, but it was synchronistic. It was like a line, like a special event, like it was meant to happen. And this person will be very devoted and committed, certain, sure. You're gonna feel that way about this person. Look at that. Monica from Friends. Monica is Ross's sister. So perhaps this person has a sister or a friend, and through her, or this could be a friend of yours or your sister, it could come across that way. Um, and she marries his best friend. So put I guess put it where the shoe fits. It has to do with like a sibling connection or a sibling connection and a best friend situation. So you might just you meet someone and it turns out that they're friends with your sibling or that your sibling is uh, friends with their sibling or something weird like that. We have Three's Company. Be aware that there might be some third party in the situation. But also, this isn't so much about Three's Company like a third party as much as it is because in this case, the Three's Company, they're all good friends. It's like a really good connection through the three of them, okay? Two feminine energies and one masculine energy. So, this could just be that friend group that I was talking about, or that connection with being grouped with a certain uh, group of people that you have to kind of learn to adjust to in order to get along well. So, with Three's Company, it has a lot to do with misunderstandings. I think that's what the warning is more about. Be careful of misunderstandings, of like getting and a lot of the messages in Three's Company were always like, okay, so let's go into Three's Company then. In Three's Company, Jack met the girls. The girls were roommates. They had a party, and Jack was like a sailor. He was from the Navy. He ends up at this party and gets so wasted, gets drunk, ends up like knocked out in the bathtub. When the girls wake up in the morning and they walk into the bathroom and they see that they're freaking out. This man is sleeping in their bathtub. After all the misunderstanding of, if he's a thief or whatever, who is he? Somehow, some way they end up realizing, okay, so now he needs a place to stay. Their roommate just moved out. I think that's why they had the party. They're out of roommate. They need a roommate. So it was like ideal. They offer him the room, but he can't live there because uh I guess this was in the 70s. So he couldn't live there because he wasn't married to them and they couldn't have he was a man living with women and it was I guess apparently not what do you call it? It wasn't allowed, I guess, or whatever. It was frowned upon. I don't know. They're in their lease, he couldn't live there. So he pretended to be gay. He pretends to be gay so he can live with the girl. So every time the landlord comes looking for the rent, he has to put on this facade that he's very feminine. And he tries to make his landlord extra uncomfortable so that his landlord doesn't ask too many questions or doesn't, get too close to the truth. So most of the misunderstandings come about the landlord shows up and overhears a conversation in the kitchen and presumes it has to do with one thing when it's really about another thing. So that could be what's going on in a lot of situations. you might get wind of a conversation and hear it in one context, but it's really being spoken of in another, only to figure out at the end that it was all a misunderstanding. So that could be significant when it comes to uh, um, aligning or getting along with this group of people that you're about to embark on a journey with. And it might seem like it feels like if you were isolated on an island by yourself and the universe said, "Oh, okay, fine. Now that you were able to do that, and all these people were able to do that as well, we're going to now put all of you in an island together by yourself." So it almost feels like instead of being alone, being in a group, protected from the external to do the work that you're doing or to do the work that needs to be done, whatever that work is for you. It'll be in the most unlikely of places. It could be where the event occurs. Again, I said it could be as simple as meeting someone at Ross and for whatever reason, it's just like, like things just develop beyond your imagination. Like I had seen this one thing show up on, I think it was Instagram, um, and it was just a girl who recorded. She walked into a store, and it was like one of these like Spencer. No, it wasn't Spencer's. They were like I don't know. Do they call that like emo or something? I don't know. These kids these days. Anyways, but she ends up finding across the store, this kid is like looking at clothing, and she's like, "That's my twin. He looks just like me." And I mean, they were very similar in their styles, and I mean, they were like male female version of each other. You know what I mean? It was really cute, and it was like it turned into like a sibling love very quickly. Like you could see the dynamic like with it. Like she just recorded like an update of it from that. I mean, she introduced herself to him and then she shows an update of them hanging out and they look like they've known each other forever. And I feel like that's kind of the same situation here. Let's hope that is, right? So we got Phoebe. So Phoebe is also from Friends. Phoebe, out of all the friends, she was the most independent of them, I feel, because you had uh, Rachel and Monica were roommates, Joey and Chandler were roommates. Ross was either married or involved with Rachel, so he was always with uh, Monica and Rachel, or he was always hanging out with the guys. So even if he lived alone, he was involved still within the dynamics of the show. Whereas Phoebe lived on her own, even though she would come hang out at their houses and stuff. There was something about her energy that always kept her separate. She was a massage therapist. Her story's hilarious. So this character is very eccentric. She's the one that she's into the crystals and the stars and I mean, she speaks to her dead grandmother, and her grandmother's spirit was in her cat at some point. I mean, she's the one that believes in all esoteric, all the strange, and it's just the most natural thing for her. And you can see amongst the group, when she is into all that, there's a sarcastic Chandler that's gonna look at her and be like, "Yeah, okay." because he's very 3D, right? Everything for him is about the logical, the practical. And and she sees outside, but then again, she's also the character that had been through the most. Her mother passed when she was a kid. She has an evil twin sister. Um, she was homeless at some point. I mean, she went through it all in so many different ways. And so it makes her character very colorful, very interesting, very centric. And so when you see that, you think she's an airhead, and then you see her being very smart or very strategic, or how she can get everyone to listen to her when she's in a mood. Like they don't play with her feet. Like when she's in a bad mood, somehow they all feel it. So because she's not generally like that. So there could be a person that you're dealing with, or maybe the maybe this person has that side to them. We did talk like Ross is a little bit, eccentric, right? So combining those two energies, you know, where maybe those are the two kinds of personalities where one person's very rigid and eccentric in the sense of their anxiety, and the other one is very eccentric in their um, what seems to be like the fool, very free spirited, right? And those two, at some point in the show, I think there was like an alternative reality, like what if things would have gone differently in the show, if um, events would have played out different, Ross and Phoebe would have ended up together. And that was a hilarious show because they had a chemistry between them that was very like strangely passionate. So really cute. Anyway, the person you're dealing with could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. And I feel like dancing is going to be involved. I feel like maybe you really love dancing. Maybe this person is a good dancer. Maybe dancing just becomes part of your um, um, healing path on some level. Dancing has a lot to do with the root chakra. Um, I noticed, depending on certain music, you can really work the root chakra or align your root chakra, get really grounded with dancing, especially with drum beats, heavy drum beats, where you can really feel your feet on the ground. That would be good to align yourself. All right, so let's do this here. I think, oh, I'm listening to the solfeggio music, the frequency music, and this one I think is for um, manifesting abundance, miracles in abundance, something like that. It was very nice music. It's just very, it's giving very Jupiter vibes. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle them around. However, not too much thought process into this. Okay, okay, there. Oh, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull another one of my cards to see what's at the center of this here, the heart of the matter here. Page, half witch, half white lighter. So you may have been in touch with one aspect of your gifts and now you're coming into the other part of your gifts, or you may just be coming into the full spectrum of who you are as hold on, let me commercials. Commercial break, folks. I don't know why that's all right, so if this isn't happening with you, this could be with your person. This could be the center of the, we talked about the group being isolated, protected. Maybe it's a group of individuals with these types of gifts, okay? And you just so happen to be a hybrid, half witch, half white lighter, meaning half healer, half protector, half maybe you're an herbalist and a masseuse. Maybe you're a musician and or a writer, creative painter, something like that, and you do healing work with that. And then you could be a teacher or you work with kids after school and help them with their homework. Like it doesn't have to be so esoteric. You see what I'm saying? Like to be a witch is really to be someone that practices with intention. Now, what that intention is, if it's positive or negative, if it's selfish or compassionate, it's depending on the person. Um, and to be a white lighter is to be a protector, to protect the innocent, to protect the good, to protect um, those that are fighting the battles, um, defenders of others, of the innocent, the protectors of the defenders of the innocent. So that's what's at the heart of the matter. Let's go across the board here. So we have two individuals at the ascendant. Okay, we have an Aquarius or a Leo individual, and then we have a Capricorn or Cancer individual. If this is just one person and these are aspects of them, this could be a person that exudes um, very nurturing qualities. This could be the moon and Uranus energies. This could be the sun and Saturn energies. Hmm. Maybe someone is understanding who they are in a group or how to nurture a group or how to lead a group. Perhaps um, it's like a group of leaders, bosses, um, health. I don't know what the other word is. Health something. It sounds like health. It sounded like health takers, but I obviously that's not what I meant. Like it's like saying caregivers or something weird like that, right? So you might be working with a group of leaders, or you might be a leader in a group. Because this is at the ascendant, this is what the impression of you is that either you're a You're an authority figure, either when it comes to health or you're you're the boss or CEO of an organization, just I don't know, business leaders of America, something like that. But I feel like it's World Health Organization. Wow, like the WHO. All right, let it go. That's it. That could be significant for someone. We have Scarlet in the ballroom. Scarlet is Aries or Libra. So an Aries or Libra could be going through some, I was going to say purging, but I don't think that's what it is. I feel like reviewing their emotions or balancing out their emotions, separating their emotions from others, adapting to the emotions of others. Remember, if it's not the specific sign, these could be just the energies that you're picking up on in yourself, okay? Uh, you could be presenting yourself as a CEO of your own organization. You might be a person that's into healthcare in any format, in any way. And so, and you're learning how to understand other people on an emotional level or separate what it is that is your emotional understanding of yourself and then understanding how to provide that for others, share that with others, either one on one or in group. There's a Taurus or Scorpio in the third house. Um, this is, I feel like you feel very stable or secure when it comes to your environment at this time. I feel like this is someone that, or you feel like you can trust your environment now. You're either feeling secure in your environment or you can trust your environment now. Colonel Mustard is Virgo or Pisces in the conservatory. So in the home space, um, there might be I feel like you're merging your dream space and your home space. It's like merging into one. You're learning to get comfortable with your dreams and because I know Pisces has, all these rules about being confined, hospitals and prisons and that kind of energy. That's that's what 12th house is with the Pisces influence. In the Virgo, you have things about health matters, and you have situations about just your habits and your work. But it's like at home, I feel like these two energies, like maybe to some people, being stuck at home feels like a prison. Maybe it feels like maybe someone had negative experiences um, when it comes to their health or, or being in the home. Maybe someone had home health care visits when they were young. Maybe they had an elder grandparent that was ill. I don't know. Maybe that's just uncomfortable. But I feel like at this point, home feels like a dream. Home feels really good right now. The comforts of home, the routine of a home. I don't even know why that's so imperative right now, why I feel that way. Maybe it's beyond just a physical home. Maybe his home is where the heart is. I always say that because this could be happening in someone's heart space. Someone could just be feeling more at ease within the home, more like this is more my ideal home space. I feel at ease at home. Someone feels like their home environment is healthy. It's good. In the fifth house, in the dining room, we have communication. We have the dagger. We have a third and ninth house. So you could be communicating your life. You could be communicating your ideas, your philosophies, your beliefs when it comes to love matters, when it comes to children, when it comes to family, when it comes to what you're passionate about, when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to the things that you want to create. Um, it's possible that you're just communicating these things to intimate connections, your lover, your your spouse, or your children, communicating your love, your passions, and you're doing so to people that you love and that you're passionate about. A partnership in the library. I feel like this is a partnership that is past life because this is the like Akashic records. I feel like if it's, I feel like the relationship is balanced, or if this is about that group coming together, right? It's like having, like what you do with yourself on an individual basis, you, like the self, and then you can see yourself and then the other as yourself when you are not in trauma or when you're not in pain. And when you have a group of individuals that have also had that, having balance in a relationship becomes a lot easier because as within, so without. As you love yourself, you love the other. As you treat yourself, you love the other. And if that is healthy and holistic and good for you, it'll be that for the other. And I think that's important in establishing connections moving forward. Um, in the eighth house, we have a commitment. So this is eighth house energies. Again, this is um, this is second and eighth house, the house of values and the house of hidden occult things. So it's in the eighth house here in the hall. I feel like you're you have access to sacred knowledge. You're uh, you remain sorry, you keep what is sacred to you, the connections that you're bonded to. You have a bond with the mysteries, and it remains cult. Hmm. Something about I just heard the snake in the garden, and I also heard the Garden of Eden. So that could be significant. Something about the Kundalini. Well, should we leave it there? Or maybe we'll clarify. Okay. So in the ninth house here we have the wrench, which is fifth and 11th house energies. And we have the gun, the revolver, which is fourth and 10th house energies. So you might be seeing how something has been fixed or adjusted when it comes to communication, or when it comes to how you exert your needs. This could be, I'm getting like, this could have to do with sexual energy. I feel like there's been adjustments have been made, or a cycle is over when it comes to adjusting um, needs of a very um, it's fourth house, so it's like a very primal nature. Okay, primal instincts. hmm Let's clarify with the cards. Go ahead and put one over every house here. So you may have completed a setting up your foundation, your organization, whatever it is that here that you're exuding in the first house when it comes to like knowing thyself and knowing what your leadership skills are, or where you're a leader, or where you're um what your foundation is about. I feel like it's it's been completed, or whatever you were building, it's like you are now the face of it, and now you're presenting what it is that you are about, or what it is that you, it's like it's been completed. So whatever it was that you were establishing as your, how you project yourself, how people see you, has a lot to do with what what it is that you do, and what it is that you're a leader of. We also have the wrench here. So it could be that you have fixed or have adjusted um, a system in the medical field, in healthcare, perhaps when it comes to, I don't know why I keep picking up sexuality, or a thing to do with like actual, maybe with the reproductive system. Remember we talked about Kundalini energy. Hmm. I'm just saying the message, how they're coming out. The dining room. Yeah, this past life partnership or partnerships, there's a lot of love. It's very passionate. Fifth house energies. It's from the heart. It's love from the heart. So whether this is soulmates, like, family, friends, children, lovers, whatever it is, the people that you love that you're connecting with, these are people that you have like past life connection with, and it's truly love from the heart. Yeah, this is like family. Now, it could be the family you're establishing, the family you're creating, or your new family that you're uh, embarking to connect with, or something like that. I feel like, did we ever talk about the billiard? Maybe we didn't. So, in the billiard, this is six house energies, the spiritual flow, because this is 12th and sixth house. I feel like the connection is very spiritual with this group of people, but because there's like a balance of both positive and negative. So that's what makes a balance. So it's not just balanced in terms of left and right, it's also balanced up and down. That sounds a little weird, but it's like saying, I'll leave it like that because that's what it means. Yikes. All right. What happened here? I guess these are the ones I'll be using. So the study. So I feel like you might be learning about your new home environment, or it is what you could be learning that you're feeling at home, that it's like your dream home environment or your dream home. You're feeling it. You're feeling comfortable, or you're just feeling at home in your body. You're feeling good. You're learning about this. And when it comes to adjusting your emotions from whether they're yours or another, you're doing this with the people that you love. You're not sitting there trying to adjust to people that you're not even connected to that way, or that it's not like a heart connection. I feel like it's those individuals that you truly feel love for. And granted, we're encouraged to love everyone. We're encouraged to be loving as much as possible, but you're not investing much of your emotional energy in people that don't receive it or don't know how to reciprocate it. And I guess that's your authority to do so. Chef White is Capricorn energies. We have Miss Scarlet in the hall. This is Libra. So a commitment with a Libra energy is very sacred, or it's very private, or it's very hidden. It could also be, like we said, the your relationship with the mysteries. I feel like maybe that's what it is. Your relationship with the mysteries is balanced at this time. Yeah, you completed a cycle or the adjustment of your needs in relationships. Oh, sorry. Your your relationship with your needs in partnerships has been completed. I feel like um, whatever you may feel that you were lacking when, like, as you individuate, you realize you don't need a person for any it's like when you heal anything that you perceive as a deficiency within yourself, you don't need individuals to make up for that. It's like filling the emptiness within you with another person. It's about filling that space with more of yourself so that when you engage with the person, you're not bringing just a part of yourself, you're bringing all of yourself. And I feel like when you're in that space, when you're whole in that way, you don't need a person to do to fulfill a need for you. But if they want to protect, provide, share, give, love, whatever, then it's just like the icing on the cake kind of thing. You know what I mean? Versus a demand that isn't met in building resentment because it's not met. Mr. Green is in the dining room. So a Taurus or well, no, this one is a Taurus. This is Taurus. A Taurus may have to communicate. They're going to communicate to someone that they love, something that they've been keeping secret. You have Aries here. Maybe a Taurus needs to talk to an Aries. Maybe they were keeping a secret from an Aries about a commitment that they don't have feelings for. I feel like this is an individual that hmm, maybe this is a family member or someone that you were involved with, maybe like an ex, maybe something like that. And this person might be expressing some truth about a commitment that they're involved in, that they're unhappy in emotionally. A ballroom. So, yeah, you're feeling the security that you're feeling in your environment has a lot to do with your emotional stability or your emotional fulfillment. Feeling emotionally stable in your environment, secure in your environment. So that's the message. I hope it resonates. I'll come back soon. Take care.